What do you need to know about podcasting this year? Did Gillette try to push a feminist message without understanding feminism? How come everyone believes the myth of the lone genius when building a Fortune 100 company? All that and more on our first new episode to kick off a brand new year, Disruptive FM, episode 31. Can you feel it?
It's Disruptive FM. Disruptive FM. Disruptive FM. Welcome to Disruptive FM, where business and culture collide. Sponsored by Microsoft and Branding Strategy Insider. With your host, Jeffrey Colon.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Disruptive FM, episode 31 for the brand new year and the week ending Friday, the 18th of January, 2019. I'm Jeffrey Colon, your host for the next quarter hour as we examine the culture of business and check out the latest news in marketing, tech, media, and popular culture. Let's do this.
Here are this week's trending topics. Frequency.
It's a new year and we still love audio. We love it so much that we wanted to pick the mind of a person who knows more about audio and podcasts than us. Mathew Passy is the podcast consultant, and he joined us this past week on Skype to tell us what we should pay attention to when it comes to podcasts, because there is a lot. In fact, Mathew thinks podcasts are the next birthing ground for what will be hot in books, film, and television. Let's take a listen.
I think there's really three big trends that you're going to watch for in 2019. One that really took off in 2018 is obviously the emergence of daily podcasts. That's not to say there weren't people who were podcasting on a daily basis beforehand, but you're seeing major institutions take daily podcasting very seriously, investing a lot of money into high quality production and putting out something on a daily basis that really represents the brands. Obviously, the Daily being the most prominent one, but you've got ABC, Washington Post, Vox is doing one, Slate is announcing one, so that's going to be a big one. Daily podcast will be huge. Wall Street Journal announced a big deal with Gillette to produce a high-quality daily podcast, so that's a big one. I think sort of in concert with that, what we're also seeing is a large amount of shorter-form podcasting. For a long time, when you went to the podcast store and you saw what were some of the top shows, it was Joe Rogan, who goes 2-3 hours at a clip, or Mark Maron with WTF was usually an hour-long episode and things like that. I think we're going to start to see a lot more 2 to 5 minute podcast, short bursts of information coming at you. Probably, again, that'll be consumed on a daily basis as per the first trend. And also, I think a lot of that has to do with the emergence of smart speakers. People want to be part of that daily briefing from Alexa and Google and even Apple's HomePod. And apologies, by the way, if I just accidentally activated somebody's Amazon device at home. The last one, and this is another one that started to creep up a little bit, 2017, 2018. I mean, it's been around for a while, but we're seeing bigger names emerge, is going to be a lot more fictionalized serial storytelling. And when I say serial, I don't mean the show Serial, the true murder format that's always been popular in podcasting. I mean, we saw, Homecoming from Gimlet Media that became so big that it became its own television show, I believe, on Amazon Prime's video service. You have Marvel coming out with that Wolverine, just cool, basically audio comic book coming out. So I think we're going to see a lot more people who are turning stories into podcasts, and that might become the new precursor, the new funnel into what TV shows and what movies get made down the line.
That was Mathew Passy, the podcast consultant, joining me on Skype to tell us what to look forward to this year in the world of podcasting. 2018 was definitely the mainstreaming of the craft, and we'll keep our eyes, rather our ears, tuned to his insights for 2019.
Trending topics on DFM. Mallrats.
Gillette, the best a man can get. We all know the tagline if we haven't been hiding under a rock the past 40 years. The company makes razors for men and women, and it has been the king of that category for as long as we could remember. But then something happened between 2010 and 2017. Its share of the razor market fell from 70% to 54%. In that time, players like Harry's and Dollar Shave Club took 12% of the razor market from a standing start. Younger customers are jumping ship for competitors with a different approach and lower prices. Gillette struggled to maintain a price premium for those 7 years. It slashed prices in 2017, but product superiority alone wasn't enough to sustain premiums. The upcoming razor buyer shows interesting data. 48% of Gen Z are minorities, and 34% identify as less than completely straight. Traditional displays of masculinity are going to be less relevant to new razor buyers. And let's look at what is happening to traditional masculinity. 20% of men experience depression in any year. Suicide is the second biggest cause of death for young men. A bit more emotion could save the lives of customers who Gillette hopes to win over. So the brand dropped an ad, "The Best Men Can Be." While the movement toward purpose is honorable, the spot itself is tone deaf. It isn't aspirational. It is accusatory in its language. Tie this in with a trend identified by Rohit Bhargava in his book Non-Obvious, How to Predict Trends and Win the Future, which he dubs muddled masculinity. It's a trend where men don't want to be traditional anymore or be aligned with old stereotypes. And it's no reason that the spot is trending toward 1 million dislikes on YouTube. In fact, by the time you're listening to this, it could be the most unliked video of all time. And then there's this statement, written by Caitlin Tiffany at Vox. This ad is a misfire, in that it is a blatant attempt to make money off a painful and ongoing collective action that has not even an indirect relationship to face razors. Is it likely that there were people at Gillette with good intentions and people at Gray who wanted to help realize them? Absolutely. However, it is inherently nonsensical to use feminism to sell men's grooming products or any products, as feminism is a political movement bent on dismantling current structures of power, which likely includes multi-billion-dollar corporations like Procter & Gamble. And unfortunately, it is impossible, maybe irresponsible, for a commercial to try to explain centuries of societal glorification of male violence, or to make a compelling argument that proves women are people. This is an advertisement set to air during a football game on primetime television. And within those constraints, it can absolutely not depict in a convincing way the complex and never-ending story it seeks to profit from.
Trending topics on DFM. Raise the antenna.
Why do we believe the narrative that lone founders create companies? There's an ongoing debate when things are going great for companies that there is one beacon of light responsible. And yet when things go downhill, well, it's a collective issue. Recently, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos announced that he was splitting up from his wife, Mackenzie. While you can read the gossip on TMZ, we're only bringing this story up to shed light on a bigger topic. When a company splits up, which has several founders who may be silent or hidden partners, are they any less than those in the spotlight? We need to get away from always thinking a company can never function if it loses its original founders. Or that when the original founders have a disagreement that only the person in the spotlight deserves the recognition. Companies aren't made up of one person, unless you're a self-proprietorship. And if you are, you're not building a Fortune 100 brand anytime soon.
It's Disruptive FM.
Communications.
The Business Culture Podcast.
They say if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of today.
It's Disruptive FM, the culture of business. Brought to you by Microsoft Advertising and Branding Strategy Insider. I'm Jeffrey Colon. Reach out and touch us on social media. The Instagram and Twitter handle is @DisruptiveFM, and you can connect with me at DJGEOFFE. For more in-depth analysis on some of these topics, check out bingads.com/intelligence search and brandingstrategyinsider.com. And create better video with iOgrapher. Make accessories for your mobile devices so you can make professional-looking video. Learn more about all the products we use here at DFM at iOgrapher.com. We love music here at DFM, and we're excited to kick off 2019 with some uplifting beats. This one is from DJ Moy, and it's a track called Funya. That's a track called Funya by DJ Moy. It's available now on a compilation called Afro Grooves 2 on Sound Exhibitions. You can check it out now on Spotify. We'll post a link in our description of this podcast if you want to check it out. Did you see that meme recently about posting a profile photo from 10 years ago and then one from today? Thought it was cute? Yeah, well, think again.
And now, Disruptive FM presents... What?
What kind of shit is that?
Come on!
So you are playing along with a meme that says to upload your profile photo from 10 years ago and then sync it side by side with one from today. But what if we told you this is just a way for these platforms to develop facial recognition at your expense? That's right. We're ceding our privacy in ways in which we think it's simply cute, and the companies are lapping it up. Through the Facebook meme, most people have been helpfully adding that context back in. Me in 2008 and me in 2018, as well as further information, in many cases about where and how the picture was taken. In other words, thanks to this meme, there's now a very large data set of carefully curated photos of people from roughly 10 years ago and now. Now, some critics noted that there was too much crap data to be usable in this meme, but data researchers and scientists know how to account for this. And with hashtags that go viral, you can generally place more trust in the validity of data earlier on in the trend or campaign before people begin to participate ironically or attempt to hijack the hashtag for irrelevant purposes. As for bogus pictures, image recognition algorithms are plenty sophisticated enough to pick out a human face. If you uploaded an image of a cat 10 years ago and one now, as one of my friends did, adorably, that particular sample would be easy to throw out. What's more, even if this particular meme isn't a case of social engineering, the past few years have been rife with examples of social games and memes designed to extract and collect our data unwillingly. Just think of the mass data extraction of more than 70 million US Facebook users performed by Cambridge Analytica. The broader takeaway here is that we need to approach our interactions with technology mindful of the data we generate and how it can be used at scale or against us. And to this, we say...
What? Come on!
Okay, time now to check on some brewing stories you should have an eye on. Bubbling here early in 2019, it's a segment called On the Radar.
Here's what's on our radar. Number 1.
Nike is set to release a basketball sneaker replete with smartphone-grade electronics like CPU and memory next month that will auto-lace your shoes. The Adapt BB will require a charge, but unlike smartphones, the shoes will be packaged with a wireless charger and will only need to be charged every couple of weeks. Designed to automatically sense its volume and close comfortably around your sole, buttons on the side of the shoe will also allow for further foot customization, along with a smartphone app.
Number 2.
The iconic Motorola Razr is back. That's right. In a move for more people to remove digital junk from their lives, the once popular flip phone cast aside with the 2007 introduction of Apple's iPhone, is being reinvented as a smartphone with a foldable screen and a $1,500 price tag. According to those familiar with the matter, Lenovo, in partnership with Verizon, could be set to launch the upgraded Razr as soon as February. The question now is, when is the StarTAC coming back?
Number 3.
Microsoft is working on adapting Windows to work on foldable devices. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plan said that the software maker is making foldable devices and dual screen hardware a big investment area for both Windows and Surface. This investment includes adapting Windows itself and its many built-in apps to work across foldable displays and devices with dual screens. Microsoft will face tough competition in the dual screen and foldables market, however. Google has already pledged to natively support foldables to limit fragmentation, and Android has the advantage of a mobile platform for devices that attempt to switch from a phone form factor into a tablet one. Foldable phones are already starting to appear, and 2019 is bound to see the beginning of a new battle to redefine phone, tablet, and laptop form factors. Program note, Microsoft is my employer. That's a wrap for episode 31 of DFM. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at DJGEOFFE, and follow Disruptive FM on Twitter or Instagram at Disruptive FM. You can read more in-depth content via our 3 sponsors, bingads.com/intelligent search, brandingstrategyinsider.com, and iographer.com. Next week, we speak with Jordan Berger, strategy director at McCann, on trends she's measuring for 2019 based on social media sentiment. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share this show with those you love. Until then, for everyone here at DFM, thanks for checking us out. I'm Jeffrey Colon. We'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to Disruptive FM with Microsoft Communications designer Jeffrey Colon. All thoughts are his own. Disruptive FM is produced in Los Angeles by Feeler Media.